Okay, I'm back. It's still there. And I've been so aggressively clearing my throat and gargling and like force coughing and all that to try and like move the food so I can fucking swallow it and not feel uncomfortable. I've done it so much now it feels like my throat's bleeding.
There's the back room.
Yes, let's go.
It's probably not. It's just, it's so uncomfortable. Please enter.
Serene Schwarzer has arrived.
Very good. See him in.
This is a little reminiscent when in Liberal Red Sky 2? When Olivier met with Osborne.
I apologize for calling you here like this, Instructor Schwarzer.
No, it's an honor to have an audience with the Emperor.
Your dances with your sister and Alphen were a sight to behold. Your skills as a lead were just as impressive as the rumors suggested. I'm sure my daughter was very happy.
Well...
I'm only joking. You've helped out Oliver numerous times. You've rescued Alphen twice. And you saved Cedric's life at the end of the Civil War. My entire family is grateful for everything you and the rest of Class 7 has done. As the Awakener of the Ashen Knight, the very same one my ancestor once piloted, you have saved many lives and averted many crises.
So you knew the truth about Emperor Dreikels?
Yes, indeed. As well as the relationship between the Chancellor and yourself.
You know that, too?
I didn't realize that was a mystery.
Yes, I figured it out somewhere along the way. When I asked, the Chancellor didn't deny it, so I took that to mean my suspicions were correct. He and I have much in common. Both of us have lost loved ones to the foolish schemes of others.
I've heard about the Chancellor, but Your Highness?
It happened long ago. Have you perhaps heard anything regarding Oliver's birth mother?
I may have heard a rumor once.
We just talked about it with the Queen.
Apparently she was a commoner, but she passed away tragically.
Or Empress, whatever. The two of us enrolled at Thor's in the same year. She was a commoner, but her intelligence, grace, and bright smile were anything but common. We'd fight at times, but eventually we fell in love. Though both of us were young, we became involved with each other. She ended up dropping out of school and returning to her hometown. Then sometime later, I found she had given birth to a boy. That boy was Olivert. I was still Crown Prince at the time. I wanted to make her my Empress, but she refused. I was at least able to send one of the Vanders to guard her. My father and the lords of the four great houses had been pestering me to get married for years, but I held out hope she'd change her mind. However, when my father fell ill, a group of Jaegers seeking favor with one of the four great houses attacked her and Olivert. The eldest son of the Vander family managed to save Olivert, but she lost her life. My father passed on, I had lost her. I welcomed Olivert as the one ray of light left in my life and officially announced he was my son. Shortly thereafter, I married to ensure this tragedy would not repeat itself. She was the daughter of a small, noble family working as a maid. Priscilla accepted my courtship, despite knowing that my heart still belonged to my first love. Olivert seemed intent on walling himself off from everyone in the palace, but Priscilla was able to get him to open up. He finally accepted me as his father, and when the twins were born, he was just as happy as the rest of us, if not more so. And so that is the messy history of the current imperial family.
I had no idea. But are you sure it's all right to tell me all this?
It's no great secret. Most of the larger noble families already know. But my point is this. Both the Chancellor and I lost loved ones. But our sons yet live. Certainly a unique point of commonality. wouldn't you say?
That's true. Is that why you appointed him as Imperial Chancellor?
It's true that I felt an affinity with him. However, the most important factor was his negotiation of the ceasefire with Liberl. The events of Hamel wounded my heart deeply, but I knew I could not allow them to be made public. He managed to get both the four great houses and Liberl to concede to his terms and put the 100 Days' War to an end. And so rose the first common-born Imperial Chancellor.
Now I understand. But in the 13 years since he became Chancellor, a lot has changed. The nobles have lost power, while he's only gotten stronger. And he's using that power to steer Erebonia in a dangerous direction. With all due respect, I don't think it's right to sit back and let him continue.
I understand your concern. Olivert's as well. Olivert is more concerned for his brother and sister's futures than anyone. In that respect, he sees the Chancellor as a bigger threat than the nobles do. However, things are not so simple. Regarding myself and the Chancellor, tragedies like Hamel, at times, this nation will make the most tragically foolish decisions. During the War of the Lions, the brothers of the royal family spilled each other's blood and pulled the nation into their feud. The history of Erebonia is smeared with blood and alight with flames, more than any other country.
He's right. Deception is an important tool in politics and war, but the thought of killing your own people as an excuse to invade another country.
As a teacher of history, I'm sure you have your own thoughts on this matter. So tell me, do you know the people of Erebonia to have a cruel temperament?
No. The people of Erebonia are sincere and value honor and pride. They think highly of martial skill, but know it is a virtue to use it only when absolutely necessary.
Tell that to Le Guin.
The incidents you spoke of, it's almost as though a devil had been whispering in their ear.
Precisely. There is something in Erebonia. Something which bends people's minds and steers them toward chaos. Perhaps it could be called a curse. One that has been with us since the founding of this nation. If you've read the Black Records, you may have some idea what I speak of.
The Black Records?
It would seem the Church is seeking them out, but the original writings are in the Imperial family's possession. Only those who succeed the throne are permitted to read them.
I've read 5.5 of them, technically.
They are records of the truth of this nation's history, and a prophecy of its future. An inevitable future, no doubt. I'm certain any attempts to avoid it will only cause things to become further warped and twisted. That is one of the reasons I am not putting a stop to the Chancellor's actions.
Sure, I don't know all the details, but both the Chancellor and His Highness understand the situation fully. Yet they...
And so, I plan to not avert my eyes and watch to the end.
Huh?
As the ruler of Erebonia, the empire mired in darkness and founded under a curse, I shall watch my sons, the Crimson Wings, the new light of the nobility, and Class 7, both old and new.
And Ouroboros. And the Red Constellation. And Zephyr. And those other Jaegers. And the Gnomes. And other people. And the Bracers, there's so many factions.
To see if any of them can overcome the iron will of the Chancellor and light the way to a new path for this nation.
I promise to give everything I have to find this new path. Not just as a member of Class 7, but on behalf of Thor's Military Academy and all its students and graduates.
You're aware that would include both myself and the Chancellor, yes? But all the same, Well said.
Welcome back. I'm not sure what you two spoke about, but I trust it was well worth the time.
I'm not sure it was.
Yes, most definitely.
Emperor just said, I'm gonna do nothing. I hope you people figure it out.
Precisely. There is something in Erebonia.
I guess he kind of confirmed it was a curse or something.
Something which bends people's minds and steers them toward chaos.
Reen.
It's nothing. Major, can I ask you something?
Finished with your chat?
Your Excellency.
It would appear you want no need to speak with me about something. I can't take too much time out of my schedule, but I have a room prepared. Shall we?
Huh.
Yes, let's go.
I've already forgotten what he needed to talk to Osborne about specifically. Maybe it's just to, like, get an idea of what his plans are.
Where are you headed, Ash? I gotta take a piss. Wanna join me? I think I'll pass.
Who's the other voice? Is that Lecter?
But let me say this. Don't so much as think about sneaking out. Huh? I admit it's a bit nerve-wracking, but this truly is a special event. We should all enjoy it together as Class 7.
Is that Kurt?
Who would have guessed the pretty boy was just as big of a nag as that wild filly?
Okay, it was Kurt. Apparently I haven't heard his voice in a long time.
I let those guys get to me.
Oh, is something the matter, sir?
Oh, yeah, I was just on my way back from the bathroom, but I noticed something strange.
Something strange, sir?
Yeah, it's just around the corner here.
I believe this will be the first time we've been able to speak one-on-one like this. Since, of course, that day 14 years ago.
His Majesty told me. General Craig, too.
So I've heard. His Majesty knows the truth of my circumstances, more or less. Craig and Van Dyke, on the other hand, only know the facts that float on the surface. They remain in the dark as to what truly happened to Brigadier General Gileath Osborne.
Then will you tell me? What happened 14 years ago?
I'm more curious what happened when he got shot in the fucking chest.
Why did you leave me? Why did you leave your son? Why did you become a completely different person? You trampled over everything in your way, robbed the people of their pride and independence, and planted the seeds of the Civil War. After what you did to Jirai, you annexed Crossbelt and North Ambria, and now you're planning a war with Calvard. At the same time, you're working with the Black Workshop and trying to bring all the darkest parts of the world toward the surface. What are you... No. Why are you doing this?
It sounds as though you've figured a great many things out on your own. First, allow me to commend you for not being consumed by your false hero's title. Very well. I shall start with your first question. After I lost Kasha, I left you in Ymir, and 3 months later His Majesty bid me, investigate the Hamel incident. Afterward, I went to negotiate with the Queen of Liberl. The Queen agonized over the decision, but I knew she wanted peace as soon as possible. Eventually, she agreed to the terms of the ceasefire. The noble officers behind everything, led by Lecter's father, were given the death penalty, and the 4 great houses were put in check, all in a single month. In recognition of my accomplishment, His Majesty appointed me Chancellor. I'm grateful to Teo. He accepted my request not to reveal anything to you. But at the same time, it meant I had to sever my ties to both you and him. As a revolutionary, taking on the 4 great houses, I needed to be on my own. I couldn't have anything holding me back.
So her name was Kasia, the woman who gave birth to me.
Once I became Chancellor, I crushed those who opposed me, expanded our railway network, and garnered even more power. Behind the scenes, I also made deals with Ouroboros and joined forces with the Black Workshop.
Okay, the top right dude, the glasses, was he a priest? I'm trying to remember people's names. I'm assuming that's also Sandlot behind him. Because I don't remember anyone with armor and a giant spear like that in the Sky games. One on the left is Luve.
After the
And then Vita,
incident in
obviously.
Liberl, I cut ties with the Snakes and robbed them of the Black Workshop's loyalty. Then, 2 years ago, I used Rufus to fell the Noble Alliance from within. And ultimately, I stole Ouroboros' phantasmal blaze plan right out from under them.
What even is the Phantasmal Blaze plan?
Yeah.
And what are you planning to do with it?
All we know is it was like resummoning or whatever the Vermilion Curse Blaze thing with the castle.
By this point, it's safe to say Ouroboros' goal is no different from their gospel plan in Liberl. The acquisition of Adios' treasures, the Septarian. In Crossbell, they used the false phantasm to awaken the blaze in Erebonia. But the prize they seek is more than simply that blaze. This dark land once housed 2 treasures. The clash between the 2 of them resulted in the creation of the Great One. All the people, things, and history of Erebonia are inexorably entangled in its blessings and its curse. I'm sure you've been able to deduce that much from certain historical documents you've been reading.
What are you?
Pardon me, Your Excellency. The Emperor is calling for you.
Oh, come on.
Understood. That shall be all for now.
Oh, we finally get some nuggets of new info on like the grand designs. Immediately gets interrupted.
Wait! We're not done yet! There's so much more I need to ask! How did you survive being shot through the heart?
Yeah.
Are you the same as the Jaeger King, the Steel Maiden, and Siegfried? Or does it have something to do with the scar on my chest and this power I have?
14 years ago, when we were attacked, your heart was punctured by debris. Kasia, your mother, she begged me to save you. So, I made the decision to give my heart to my son.
What?
That is the reason Grow Armbrush shot to my chest did not find its mark. I'll leave the rest for you to figure out. It's the same riddle I've given to the Ironbloods. Major, escort him back to the venue.
That doesn't
Our
explain...
gallant hero seems a bit disoriented at
What about the other three? Do they not have hearts either?
A resin gun that fires gunpowder bullets? Can't be found by metal detectors. Everything falling into place like this is way too convenient. I don't like it. Well, I guess beggars can't be choosers.
I know His Excellency isn't a normal person, but I believe somewhere deep down he still cares for you.
Not a normal person. I don't have a heart. Therefore, shooting me in the chest doesn't kill me. Yeah, no shit, he's not normal.
Huh? Myself, Lecter, Milliam, likely even Rufus as well. His Excellency has personally lent his help to each of us. It's possible he thought of us as a replacement for you.
Thank you. I'll try to sort through all this, somehow.
Rain! Instructor Rain!
I heard His Majesty called you in to speak with him?
Chancellor Osborne as well.
You spoke with both of them?
You're looking a little bit green around the gills there.
She's right. What happened?
I can't talk about it just yet. All I can say is that nothing is over yet, and something's about to begin.
Also, hey, where's Ash? I don't see him.
Once this party's over, can we all get together and talk?
Yes, of course.
Why do I get the feeling that's not going to
I
happen?
think I can better explain what's going on behind the scenes now.
If time permits, I'll tell you all about my circumstances too.
We can come too, right?
Yeah, we're all on the same boat at this point.
You too, Toa. Of course. I'll be there.
Where's Ash?
Huh?
I don't see him anywhere nearby. Wasn't he talking with you earlier, Kurt?
Yes, he said he needed to use the restroom, though that was some time ago.
Is it happening?
Lecter! Claire!
So that's how the Orphan of Hommel's gonna be used, huh? Claire! Milliam! With me!
Is he gonna shoot the Emperor?
Let's follow them.
Oh, where is everyone headed?
Did something happen?
Please wait here. I'll go ask.
He certainly doesn't change.
But that's what makes him him. He's a warrior with an iron will, ready to put his life on the line. It's comforting to know such a person is our leader.
Well, well. It would appear you're already fitting in as a member of the group.
This changes because he's an Iron Blood.
I plan to make this announcement during the summer festival.
I can't imagine it will be easy. But knowing you, you're already well prepared.
You're too kind.
Pardon the intrusion.
You are...
Ash Carbide of Thor's Branch Campus, Class 7. The third survivor of Hamel. What have you come here for?
Hamel. So it comes back to that yet again.
My left eye's aching real bad. Been that way since I was a kid. That scene is burned into it. Even years later, when I was taking care of my mom, I kept hearing the voice. Kill the Vile One. Kill the Vile One. The Jaegers that attacked the town were slaughtered. You executed all the masterminds. Hamel's name was wiped off the map. You're the one who let this happen, Emperor. Maybe the Queen of Liberl is just as guilty for keeping quiet. Or maybe the other two, for running away and leaving me for dead. Or even that Scarecrow guy, the son of the mastermind. Hey, tell me. Who do I gotta kill to get rid of all this pain?
Yeah, I didn't quite see this coming.
The curse.
Yes, this is the sacrifice from the prophecy. It is only fitting it be me. But don't aim for my heart. That won't do you any good. Aim here. It would be your best chance of killing me, if there is any chance at all.
Ash, was it? It won't work on him. He's no human. I have my doubts he's even capable of dying.
Your Majesty.
I don't want this young man's actions to be wasted. Ash, I am the one responsible for Hamel. Let your years of suffering end with me.
Why the hell would you...
What? Damn it!
He needs medical attention!
That's more graphic than I thought this game would ever get.
Father! The princess! Be strong, Your Highness.
Get the medics! He's lost too much blood! Be careful moving him!
Is he the one responsible?
Yes. Unfortunately.
I thought we'd captured all the Calvardian agents. Is there a chance he was one of them?
A Verne Company gun made with resin parts. It would not have been found by a metal detector. Unfortunately. I cannot deny the possibility.
I like that cold end right there. It was Lecter that said this is how he's going to be used, right? So this was the plan by Osborn, I assume.
This is your morning report on ongoing events. As of last night, the Imperial government has declared martial law by order of Crown Prince Cedric. A military command center has been established, and Governor General Rufus has been appointed as its interim representative. Further, as of this morning, railway access has been severely restricted, not only in Heimdall, but throughout all of Erebonia.
Extra, extra. His Majesty has been shot by a military student with an unknown background. Is this sabotage from a foreign country? Is it one of those Thor students? Foreign country? It could only be.
We are currently using every resource at our disposal to determine the suspect's background. We will share this information with all of you the moment we are certain, so I ask that you wait for now, and above all, stay strong.
It is very clever
I
to
understand your
use.
anger, your sorrow, and your fear, and feel them just as keenly, if not more. And so I pledge to you, we will uncover the truth of this incident.
It's very clever to use Ash's like mannerism, because he would like do this all the time. And it just looks like a normal thing to do, but like, oh, you idiots. It is clever to have that be like an actual thing. Be revealed there's some kind of curse going on.
This is the morning news broadcast for Trista. We're told the Emperor's current status is still critical. At this point, it's hard to determine whether or not he'll be able to recover. We now have a message from Prince Olivert to share with you.
The Emperor has yet to regain consciousness. We cannot yet let our guards down. Do not become lost in rumors and hearsay. Remain steadfast and support one another through this dark time. Have faith that the light of hope will yet show itself and illuminate the path ahead.
Awful. I hear the Empress and Princess Alphen are still unconscious. Oh, Adios, please guide us. Are we under train arrest?
I never thought Ash would. We had our differences at first, but he wasn't a bad person. After everything we overcame together, we grew to understand each other. And I know now there is absolutely no way he's the kind of person who would commit such an atrocity.
I agree. He was definitely a troublemaking punk, but he wasn't selfish or irresponsible. And despite his lone wolf tough guy act, he'd always help us when we needed him. But looking back, something may have been a little off about him.
It was quite the surprise to hear he was from Hamel. Tita, you knew someone else who was born there, right?
Yeah, I didn't know there was another survivor. He's in Liberl right now. I'd like to contact him if possible.
Unfortunately, We can't use the communication network, and we're not allowed to board Panzer's soldats. To be honest, I'm beginning to worry about Altina, too.
Yeah. Maybe we should have stopped her from going.
Reen?
Never thought that kid could have done something like that.
It's my fault. Even though he seemed like he was tough, I always knew he was a bit unstable too. I should have done something about it after our trip to Hamel. But I kept getting sidetracked by other problems.
There were a lot of things to do.
I failed him as his instructor.
That's not true, Reen. This is my first time being an instructor, and I'm still a total half-ass. TLoH is new here too. You can't just expect to be perfect at it after only a few months.
That's right, Reen. I think the important thing is what you do next. Altina's already hard at work, right?
Well...
Is she, like, taking
I received a message through the emergency channel. We've been called to gather. I must report to Intelligence Division HQ.
Oh.
But...
Are you going to be okay? Right now, things are...
I thought maybe she got arrested somehow for some reason.
There is no need to worry. I'm sure Milliam and Major Arundel will be there as well. However, I'm more worried about Ash.
Well...
What he did was so out of the blue. There must be something going on behind the scenes.
You would know, Muse.
And that black haze. I bet it had something to do with it.
That's the only conclusion I can come to.
It's possible he was being controlled by some manner of chemical or hypnosis.
Luve didn't have anything like that, did he?
It is also fairly likely something of a magical nature was involved as well. Therefore, I will attempt to gain as much information as possible. I refuse to leave a fellow member of Class 7 behind.
Ellie.
You've grown a lot.
I agree. She's become very dependable.
Even if you've been summoned, don't forget, you're still a student of Thor's. If they try to limit your actions, let us know through the emergency comm network. I'll come get you, even if I need to use Valimar to do it.
Instructor Reen.
Yeah, us too. We'll definitely come help you.
No matter what.
Please be careful.
Thank you, everyone. I will do my best not to cause you trouble.
You're right, I can't afford to fall behind the students. The principal and all the others are doing everything they can, too. Seems like the principal went to the authorities and Michael went to the RMP headquarters. I hope they've made some progress. Oh? Reen, could it be? Yeah, it's someone from the old Class 7. Oh, Milliam!
Reen, is Tilly there?
No, she got an urgent call from the Intelligence Division 2 hours ago. But you didn't?
Nope, not me. Lecter's busy with something too. So that means I'm too late.
Too late? What's going on?
Oh no, it's nothing. I'll take care of it, so don't worry.
What? That's like, I've got a secret, but I can't tell you. Nah, 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 nah. That's basically what you just did. Altina. Milliam, so she can't get a hold of Altina either? I thought the prince's little trick let us connect anywhere. Yeah, but it's not working. It seems I've kept you waiting. Ah. My apologies for being late. Principal Major Michael. Well, any news? Carbide's still in a coma and is in the custody of the Railway Military Police. Regarding the other nonsense about him being a spy for the Republic, I've requested the authorities rescind their statement, but they're refusing. No. Although there's no question a crime was committed, we must ascertain his motive, background, and any abnormal symptoms. If, by chance, he was being controlled, we must determine the true culprit. I agree his safety until all... I guarantee his safety until all the details are known. Major, thank you. Yeah, thanks. I don't need your gratitude. He was one of my students, too. Anyway, aside from Carbide, it seems things are becoming even more dire. Huh? I need you to gather all students in Car 3. The government will make an important announcement, and we've been instructed to listen to it. Are they going to use this as an excuse to invade Calvard? That seems like that would be the plan from the beginning. But they also mentioned a sacrifice with the prophecy, so going to war with Calvard is part of the prophecy of, like, the founding of Erebania with the two powers and the Great One and all that stuff. I don't know what's going on. This brings me back to right before the Civil War began. Oh yeah, when the Blood and Iron Chancellor was shot.
We cannot. We must not. And we will not. With blood and with iron, we shall mete out justice. Well played, Armbrust.
What's the security like this time? All buildings within a 3,000 Rs radius are on full alert. There are security airships patrolling the area too.
Dearest people of Heimdall, and all citizens of Erebonia, I am Cedric Rysay Arnor, son of Emperor Eugent.
I was gonna say, they can't do this twice. They can't, like, have, like, a prominent person get shot and use it as edit, because they did that for Crossbell in Northumbria. But because they have Prince Cedric probably now saying, it's ultimately the same, but because it's from a different person, people would accept it more easily.
The Emperor yet remains in critical condition.
And so he's gonna declare war against Calvard, I assume.
Needless to say, we have the most skilled doctors available to attend to him. But the situation is still dire. We would greatly appreciate if everyone would pray for Adios to see him through this. However, this incident demonstrates without a shadow of a doubt the scope of the threat looming over our nation, and the identity of the foreign power that orchestrated this tragedy. In my father's stead, as Crown Prince, I hereby entrust the fate of our nation to a man I'm sure you may all be familiar with, Chancellor Gileath Osborne.
Wait.
Alongside him will be Governor General Rufus Alberea, who has already proven himself instrumental in overseeing the military command center.
I am Rufus Alberea, interim representative during this period of martial law. We are still in the process of investigating the events that occurred at Valflame Palace. However, we have identified the weapon that was used. It was a handgun manufactured in the Republic of Calvard. It was a Verne Company make. It was made of a material that allowed it to pass through metal detectors without being discovered. Further, it has come to light that in the past few days, nearly 100 Calvardian spies had infiltrated Heimdall.
I am Gileath Osborne, Chancellor of the Empire of Erebonia. It pains me beyond description that we can do nothing more for His Majesty than simply pray he pulls through. My inability to prevent this tragedy leaves me shaking with shame and regret. But I ask you, is this the time to cower in our homes?
Oh, here we go.
To sit and wait and worry? No, it is most emphatically not. After countless instances of military activity at our borders, our neighbor has finally become brazen enough to send spies into our capital.
I still think this would have been more effective if it was Prince Cedric saying this.
And now this. The message they have sent us is clear. For hundreds of years now, they have been a menace to our nation. But this is no less than a declaration of war. We can no longer ignore the threat at our eastern borders. The Republic of Calvert.
Needless to say, we would be foolish to take such a country lightly. Their size and military might are nearly equal to our own. Therefore, in order to survive, we must make a decision.
We must put aside the difference between noble and commoner, between individuals and organizations. In order to overcome this dire threat to our way of life, every citizen of Erebonia must come together as one. To enable such a feat, we will establish a new law in the coming days. It shall be known as the National Mobilization Law!
Meaning what? Every able-bodied person is now drafted into military service? Everything everyone does is now in service of the war? The heck's that about? It sounds pretty scary. It's a political science term. We learned it in Instructor Toba's class, remember? Yes, a way by which the government can leverage absolute power over its citizens to prepare the entire country for war. It gives the government full control over people, businesses, groups, even entire provinces. And that means... Political scientists have been debating over whether or not a crisis like this would ever actually happen. Now that it has, it'll be used to justify things like confiscation of property and drafting. Are you serious? An ideal environment for a dictator, but a nightmare for the people. Though there are a few ways for the government to sugarcoat it so they don't even notice. So that's what they meant. The surface and what lies beneath intertwining, just like His Majesty and the Chancellor said. Green? So everything's starting to connect. Wait, then that means Ash was a convenient pawn or a prepared sacrifice. Either way, it seems some giant wheels have been set in motion, the likes of which we can't even imagine. This is all simply speculation.
Emma, Gaius.
Reen, are you at camp?
We need to meet up and talk about everything that's happening, including that speech just now. Also, there are some people you need to meet.
I have no issue with it. How about you?
Very well. We'd like to know the situation ourselves. But how do we leave the camp?
Good point. I don't think the Imperial Defense Force is just gonna let us waltz out of here.
Right, but we need to find an excuse so they'll let Reen out. Oh, I'm sure we'll figure something out.
Celine!
What? Is that Class 7's...
Ah, so the familiar's here.
Shut up and follow me! Get moving already!
Follow you where?
Do you recall that old oak tree in the center of camp? I'll summon a magic circle by it that will let you travel through the spirit veins.
You can do that?
Man, this magic stuff sure is handy.
Take us with you!
You guys!
Hey, all of you.
Don't try to claim this doesn't concern us. Ash is our classmate.
We're worried about Altina too, so please let us go with you.
Come to think of it, this totally falls under our special ops missions, right?
I mean, I guess, yeah. Apprehend Cal
All right.
Guardian, something or other.
Class 7, resume special ops missions.
Yes, sir.
The mental gymnastics. Jesus.
I don't care which of you tags along, let's just go already.
I need all of you to be careful.
At least they made it quick this time around. We're coming too. Okay.
If things get dangerous, give us a call.
If you're going to go, at least make sure you're fully prepared.
May Adios watch over you. Take care.
Is this gonna be like... This can't be a full-size chapter. This is just like... a little bit. Because I only need 15 more AP to get max AP, and like I've already got all the recipes, I've done all the fishing, like maxed out bonding stuff. That little tree. We're gonna use this to teleport? This will be my first time traveling via magic. Before we leave, we need to check all of our equipment. Alright, once we're ready, we'll head to the old tree. Well, alright then. There's a side quest. Let's just double check how everyone's doing. That's probably good. Damage new. Seven and 7, that's not gonna work. You can take Meg, yes. And Titania. Just keep the cannon because it's canon. Gotta maintain that healer setup. Well, he doesn't have Ricario, which would be nice. Alright. I'm actually gonna call it here. So I don't want to be yelling too late at night. My roommate in the other room, so. That was a whole lot of talking. Which I figured it would be, but you know. So yeah. If you enjoyed your time here, feel free to follow if you've not done so already. But until next time, thanks for hanging out.